And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Baking with Jen. I'm Jen, and this is my test kitchen. So, well, at least today's thing is going to be fairly test kitchen-y. We're going to switch over to be a test kitchen anyway. What's it? So, back in the beginning of March, I believe it was March that I did the Bake-A-Wish weekly baking challenge. So back in March for the cookie challenge, I ended up making these amazing lemon cloud cookies. The only thing that I had is that I'm trying to start a bakery kind of thing, and I could sell like half a dozen little tiny cookies this big, but I want to sell a mammoth cookie. I want a giant cookie. So I am trying some things to see if we can make lemon cloud cookies, but large. So some of the ways that you can make things larger is that you can just cook them at a lower temperature. So you could just make up the dough, make a large one, cook it at a lower temperature. That is an option. Or you can try some other things. One of the things that we're trying today is using cold dough. I made a batch and I put the dough in the freezer about an hour ago, a little over an hour, somewhere in that time frame. And so we're going to see how that bakes up and see if we can actually get the nice, thick, fluffy cookies that I'm looking for. But no matter what, first steps first, and that is to make the dough. Oh, but let's go over the recipe first. Let's back you up. So I'll just change you for a minute because we're plugged in right now. I'm not falling over. I'm not falling over. Yay. Technical difficulties. Always happens. Okay. Down a little bit. Yep, so we are fully in the new house while I pull up this recipe. Yep, so we are fully in the new house. We are mostly organized. Hopefully I pulled up the same recipe because the recipe's on my phone. Yeah, this is the same recipe. Yay, I pulled up the same recipe. Okay, so let's share this with you guys. This is one of the things I'm trying to work on, is making sure I have these recipes pulled out ahead of time, so that way we're not going through this. But here we go. Share lemon cloud cookies. There we go. So yes, this is the recipe for the lemon cloud cookie recipe. This normally calls for a teaspoon for the size, but we're going to do it a lot bigger. So yeah, these are cloud cookies, and this says it's supposed to make 36. I found that it makes 8 of the cookies I'm trying to make. So let's take a look at the ingredients and what we're working with today. You know what? That's looking at the ceiling. We don't want to look at the ceiling. Settings, camera. We need front facing. There we go. Camera settings to save the day. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so start off with, I need 8 tablespoons, 1 stick of unsalted butter. This is softened at room temperature. We need 1 large egg. I was looking at a different recipe to start off with that it called for an egg and an egg yolk. So I cracked the egg and the egg yolk. So we have that 1 egg, 1 egg yolk, also at room temperature. Let's see, let's get my coffee out of the way. Next up, we have half a cup of sour cream, all measured out. 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So it says 1 medium lemon, but I've already gone through the troubles with the medium lemon, and I took the lemon skin, lemon essence. Anyway, I already grated it, and I mixed it in the lemon peel with 3/4 cup of sugar. This might be a little bit more because I measured out sugar for 2 batches and it might have messed up, but this should be 3/4 cup of sugar with a tablespoon ish of lemon zest. And then lemon zest. Oh yeah, and then I have my 2 tablespoons of lemon juice along with my half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then on this little plate, I also have my half a teaspoon of salt. So that's all the ingredients. For making this, we technically need a mixer. Today I am using our trusty hand mixer. You can use your stand mixer or even a sturdy spoon. All of that would work nicely. We also need a large bowl. Technically, you can do all of this in just one bowl. You don't have to pre-measure things out like I did, and there is a way of kind of putting everything together that you don't need multiple bowls. You can just do it in one. I'm doing it in multiple because I wanted to pre-measure it for you guys, but today we're just doing one big bowl. Rubber spatula always helps for scraping down the sides. I'm using this big boy for my measuring. This is a, see if you can see it. D12. Can you see it? I can't tell. Anyway, D12 measuring scoop. And this will give us about the 3 ounces that I'm wanting. So we have all of that. So we're basically ready to go now. All right. So to start, we figure out evening out the tripod so that it's not falling down everywhere. Yeah, I need to get this a little bit more figured out, but we're going to zoom in on the bowl and we're going to get rid of the recipe off the screen. Let's see, remove. And I do have my oven preheated to 300. The recipe calls for 350, but I'm doing 300. So to start with, we're going to take our half a cup, 1 stick of butter, and we're going to whip it real quick just to get it kind of light and fluffy in itself. So first thing, beat your butter. So mine was at room temperature, so it beat up nice and easy. No problem. Then we have our 3/4 cup of sugar with the lemon zest. And we're gonna, this has been sitting out a little bit. So yeah, if you go through and you kind of rub the lemon into the sugar, it gives more of a lemon flavor to the sugar, but it also adds a little bit of moisture. And so since this has been sitting here, it's dried up a little bit, but we'll just go through and rub everything into itself and kind of break it down again. And then we can just pour this into here. So we have our 3/4 cup of sugar. I want to double check the measurement on this real quick, just because I did measure it for 2, and just want to make sure it's correct. It should be 150 grams, which it looks like it might be a little bit more than that, but not terrible. Actually, it's almost 200 grams. Oh, the batch in the oven is ready to check what it looks like. All right, so we have our 3/4 cup of sugar with our lemon in here, but let's check on the cookies in the oven real quick. Oh, those still look doughy, so we're gonna put them in for another 5 minutes. Timer. So timer 5. Timer started. Okay, so we got 5 more minutes there. Woo. Okay. All right, in the bowl. So we're gonna cream our sugar and our butter together. Come on. So you could just like take that out of there and not do it this way, but that's okay. So yeah, it gets all chunky like this at first, but the more you go, the sugar and butter start coming together, and it creams into a nice, lovely butter sugar cream. All right, so this is getting close, but it's still looking really granular, really grainy. So I'm gonna take rubber spatula and we're just going to knock this down into the bowl. You can see on the bottom it looks kind of fluffy, and we're getting there. We're almost there. This is a lot fluffier than it was, and it'll be there soon. So rub all the sugar off of the thing, then beat it again. You see how light and fluffy that's gotten? Here, that's a lot lighter and fluffier. It does kind of have like a wet sand kind of sound to it anyway, but so it's fairly light and fluffy. It actually looks a lot like shortening to me right now. And so yeah, so from here we will add in our eggs and beat those in. Let's clean this off real quick. So right now we just creamed our butter and sugar together, but I rubbed the sugar into the lemon, or I rubbed the lemon peel into the sugar to give it more lemon flavor. And so right now this is the lemon peel, the sugar, and butter. So we're adding our egg and egg yolk. This recipe doesn't call for it, but we're adding it. Oh, hi. Anthony. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Today we're making lemon cloud cookies. We've made these before, but today I'm trying to make them really big. So we'll see if they come through. But yeah, so we have creamed butter, sugar with lemon peel, and we're just adding 1 egg plus 1 egg yolk. Let's see. One of the reasons I'm liking the egg yolk in here is because it adds more of a yellow color to it. So I don't have to add, well, I don't have to add any food coloring anyway, but to get more of a yellow color, you can add food coloring. But by adding an extra egg yolk, I've not only made it like there's more structure because there's more protein, it's more yellow, and it should be a little bit richer. So, good things. Whoa, that was 3 minutes. Okay. All right, so I got another batch baking right now. And that's actually looking pretty good, but it's taking a long time. Okay, so this is actually our secret ingredient, sour cream. It helps. Yes, the oven. I have a batch baking right now, so that we can see them here once I get these all done. So, yep. Anyway, secret ingredient, sour cream. It adds like a richness to it. We just have half a cup of sour cream. I'll go ahead and beat in also 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and half a teaspoon of vanilla. Here's a place where you could also use lemon extract to get more lemon flavor. But I just used the lemon juice because that's what I had. You're currently eating lemon cloud cookies. What a coincidence. That's awesome. So you can pretend that you were baking along and that now you have your own lemon cloud cookies. Got that nice and mixed in, and I'm gonna stop using the mixer from here. The recipe does call for you to still use the mixer at this at this point, but I only have dry ingredients to add, so it just says to mix them until incorporated, which I'm like, I can do that with spatula, no problem. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and sift in the flour. So this is 1 3/4 cups of flour, or 210 grams. Then we also have our baking powder, baking soda, and salt. The salt's not going to go through the sieve, but it's on the plate with everything else. So we're just going to dump it in there. And then we'll just sift this in real quick. The main reason I wanted to do this is because I know my baking soda and my baking powder have clumps in them, and I could just sift those ingredients, but it's just easier to, if I'm going to sift those, I might as well sift the rest of these. And I know the salt doesn't go through here, but it was on the plate with everything else, so I just dump it. I'm more trying to get the ingredients in and just get them smooth. It doesn't really matter. Oh, oven went off again. We'll look at those cookies in a minute. They have a lovely foot on them that's nice and brown, so I'm gonna pretend that they're done. We'll let them cool a little bit and see if they're actually done. But anyway, so those are cooling, and we will put another batch in here once we get these done. But so yes, right now I'm just sifting. Nope. Lightly mixing, folding, stirring in the all the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. This really just needs to come together. Hopefully that'll stop yelling now. Anyway, so this just needs to come together. You could just keep mixing it, but I don't like to try to get the batter off of the beaters once I mix it all together. I feel like it's more of a hassle to try to get it off the beaters than it is to just take the beaters out and just mix together the powder and the dry and the wet ingredients. So this is everything all come together. So super easy cookie overall. Well, not too difficult to make anyway. Now this is where I'm going to get a little ridiculous. This recipe calls for doing these as 1 tablespoon. They're like this big, 1 tablespoon. They're delicious little cookies. Don't get me wrong, I love them. They're great little bites. But today I want to be a mad scientist. And we are going to make 3 cookies. I just need to grab my sheet paper real quick. I probably should just grab a new sheet pan, but so the way I'm going to do this is we're going to weigh them out as 3 ounces. Now, when I did my last batch, it weighed out perfectly so that each cookie, if they were exactly 3 ounces, I had 8 cookies, but they had to be exact. So I have this all teared out, and whew, that is not 3 ounces. That's a lot more. So we're going to just take a big scoop up the top. All right. See if we can just add. Okay. So even this is right now, this is 3.07. Even that little 0.07, like we need to make that go away. 0.03, we make that go away. Like I said, like I was saying, it has to be fairly exact for me to get the correct amount of cookies. There we go. 3 ounces. Perfect. Cookie number 1. Like I said, the last time this made 8 cookies. So hopefully we will get another 8 cookies. Wonder how close I can scoop one of these. 3.14. Okay, so right now the closest I've gone, it went over, but it's 3.14. Scoop some of this cookie dough off. 3.10. Let's see. Just pinch a little bit off. Ooh, 2.93. We're not at the point where we're trying, like, oh goodness. So let me see if I add just a little bit more. Okay, that I'm going to go with that because it's just, there we go, 3.0, 3.03. It's teetering between those, so I'm just going to leave it. But I'm going to put this in a different spot. So if I need to like try to find a little bit more batter, I'll have it there. Okay, so two. Oh, just shy. Okay, 2.82, 2.93. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit boring as we just weigh these out because I'm being very finicky about weighing them. 3 ounces. There we go. Okay. 5 to go. Let's see if we need that paper, we'll use it. Yeah, I'm putting these on wax paper because from after we're done with this part, I do want to ball them up and roll them in sugar. Again, this recipe doesn't call for that, but I have seen other recipes that do, and those look good. And so I wanted to try it out on these. Okay, nice. 2.79. 2.86. So I think that we're going to count that 2.86 as like the closest without going over, but the closest going over was 3.14. Oop, 3.1, 3.7. This is going to be one of those that's going to just be tricky to try to get. 3.3, 3.7, 3.3, 3.3. Okay, so I'm going to leave this at the 3.3 and we'll see what happens. But again, any of the 3.3s, we'll move them to a different spot. Oh, segregation amongst cookies. All right. I think this is going to be over. Ooh, 3.39. So still going over 3.14, under, but closest is 2.86. Ooh, 3.3. I'm going to leave that one there and just put it with the other 3.3s and see what we can get. All right, so right now we have 5. We're trying to get 3 more cookies. Can we get 3 more cookies? 3.0 on the dot, like right off. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Okay, so this is our winner. Winner. That one was perfect. I didn't think I would get a perfect on any of these. All right. So 3.25, and then this is where you're going to see where my anal retentiveness is actually paid off, because let's see, 3.7, 3.03. We're going to leave this with a 3.03, and then you'll see. Look, this is the amount. Like, some people would just stop here and call this good, but I already know I can get 1 more cookie out of this. So I'm going to start with actually my cookie scoop. There's going to be a lot of fingers on this. Get all of this off into one spot. See, we're almost, that's 0.8 ounces. See, we're almost to 1 ounce just off of the cookie scoop there. It'll probably be an ounce off of this cookie scoop. So I'm trying to get as much off as possible. I don't want to leave, like, sometimes you leave some on the beaters to either lick later or to give to children. Nope, we're not doing that with this. We are trying to get every morsel we can, because if not, we won't have a full cookie. 1.2. Excuse me. Now this might have more batter than my last cookie did. Left over 1, I think I didn't put enough of the sugar in my last cookie, and so I think more of it ended up in this one. And then 2, 2.86. 3.03, yay! And I still have a little tiny bit. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and just put a little bit on all of these that I was like, they're perfect 03, or perfect Like they don't go 0.3 over. Just add a little bit to everybody. And so that brings us up to our nine cookies? 8 cookies. We got our 8 cookies. Dang, and I get a little bit to eat. Man, I'm lucky on this batch. Okay, close enough, close enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So kind of space these out a little bit and I'll show you. We have 8 cookies on a thing. This whole tray is going to go in the freezer. And then so I'm going to just use the same sheet pan that I was just using. So we're going to go a little bit out of order for a minute in that instead of showing you how to put the cookie together and then like putting it in the oven and showing you what it looks like getting out of the oven, I'm going to show you what it looks like getting out of the oven and then we'll put it together to bake. So I rolled the dough in sugar and powdered sugar and then put them fairly spaced out. I wanted to give them plenty of room to grow if they needed to, but this is a lot. This is more what I was looking for. Let's get a drying rack? No, cooling rack. Cooling rack. Let me see if I can do this by hand. Yep. See, the bottom of that's nice and golden, and that's what I was going for. The tops still look really soft, so we'll have to see if they're cooked all the way through, because if not, I might have to cook these other ones, this next batch, a little bit longer. These cooked for about, let's see, 15, 5, and 3, so about 25 minutes overall. But like this one feels really delicate and it looks a little bit lighter on the bottom and it feels kind of gummy, not gummy, doughy, there we go. And see, this one's a little bit lighter too. So we might have to just cook them just a little bit longer, but I wanted to, these look like they're done and I wanted to kind of test it. So right now, saying 25 minutes is a little not enough. So we will try out one more batch since I have 4 more cookies. So I just have some powdered sugar here in a bowl. I got a little piece of pepper in it because it's sitting next to the sink with all my other seasonings. Okay, so these are the rest of that batch I made earlier. They've been in the freezer for about 2 hours now, hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere like that. These are fairly solid, but they're still very moldable. I put them on the wax paper, so it does that. So I'm just going to basically roll this into a ball, and then it's going to go in the powdered sugar. And we're just going to coat these in powdered sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll all of these up real quick. So all of these are getting rolled up into balls. There we go. That's exactly where it needed to go. Good thing I dropped it into the right place. Now, do I know if doing this is going to affect the cookie at all? I have no idea because part of these being light and fluffy is the chemical reaction between the baking powder, baking soda, and the lemon juice. If you know anything about acid and base, then you'll know lemon juice and baking soda should make these like a elementary school volcano, middle school volcano, I don't know, science fair volcano. There we go. So these aren't frozen all the way, like 100%. They're just really cold and close to frozen all the way. I'm going to let this second batch freeze all the way and then try it, but we're not trying those out today. We're not going to hang out for 9 hours while those freeze. I'll just try baking them like tomorrow or something. So just kind of completely coat these in the powdered sugar and put them in here. And I really think that the ones that came out earlier are probably gonna need um, more powdered sugar, like dusted on top of them. Or we can make like a quick lemon glaze and have that be on there too. Options. We have options. All right, so this is all coated in powdered sugar. Nice thick coat. Let's see. Yep, all covered. And then I just want to make sure that these have a good amount of spacing. So you saw that they don't really like melt down and spread out. So I could probably even put 6 on here. But because of, I'm trying to fit all of them into the screen. Anyway, but because they were cold, they don't spread out as much. And so I'm trying to see if they're frozen, if that'll work too. Oh, you know what? I also wanted to see if I could do like a little bit of a design on these and have it turn out. So I'm gonna try to put these, I'm gonna put this one in a square and see if that does anything. I was really I wanted to do a star. Let's see if I can make these look like a sun or something. But look at all that powdered sugar falling off. I don't know if I like that. Anyway, we're going to pop these in the oven and check on them in about 20 minutes and see how that bakes up. All right, so we have our lovely lemon cookies. This first one feels like the bottom's baked pretty well, but then maybe the middle is a little soft. So, but they are cloud cookies, so we'll have to see how that translates. Anyway, let's break one of these open and get into it, see what's going on. I'm going to pick this one just because it has the least amount of powdered sugar still on it. I like these. So take this. We're just going to show this camera. Break it open. So it looks pretty cooked. It's got a nice little crumb to it. Oh no, it's fairly soft up there. So I'm probably gonna like these first batch. I think the second batch should definitely cook for like 30 minutes, but maybe at 20 or 25 I can rotate it. But yeah, because this top part, it's just this top center part is kind of doughy. So it's just this part that's doughy. So I think really like 5 more minutes and it'll probably be perfect. So these at 3-ounce balls, at least half frozen, it seems like 30 minutes with a turn after 20 minutes is probably going to be the good answer. But so this is the size that I want. Put that over there. Let's get face cam. Oh, face cam. So that has kind of a light lemony flavor. I think I would like something a little bit more lemony. There we go. So yeah, it has more of like a cakey flavor, cakey texture. So I really think that it needs more lemon flavor. So maybe the lemon extract might be a good idea, or I'm going to make a lemon glaze. Lemon glaze is really, really easy. You know what? Let's go ahead and make one together real quick. I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna readjust this or do anything. Where is, you know what? So we'll just take the bowl with the powdered sugar, and then you can get a whisk, but I'm just gonna get a fork, just because. And then I have some leftover lemon juice from where I squeezed lemons for the cookies. And I'm just gonna pour a little bit of lemon juice, and then it's just mix in the sugar until it gets creamy. That's really how that works. You have the simple lemon glaze. It's really easy. If you have some kind of like lemon flavored powder, you can add that. But or if you wanted to add some lemon extract here, this would be a good place to add it as well. But overall, I should probably have put this in a smaller bowl, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to pretend that nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. What are you talking about? It's all just beautiful lemon glaze. All right, so I'm going to take my beautiful cookies and just kind of like dip the top in them. I'm probably going to end up with glaze all over the counter because I don't have anything underneath this. Shh. Sorry, Mom. It'll be fine. All right, put that down. Get my second cookie. We're just going to, like, see, we're just dipping the top in them. And then the lemon glaze will run down. And we'll have amazing lemon cookies. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean the counter. Anyway, so take this. I'm just going to kind of run it through some lemon glaze and see. That is definitely the one. All right. Excellent. So it should just be another 20-30 minutes to get the cookies out of the oven. But chilling the dough, cooking it at a lower temperature, all good things to help make a bigger cookie. You do need to remember lower the time, increase the time, lower the temperature, and those should turn out pretty good. So thanks for hanging out with me today while we practice making lemon cookies in a bigger size than the recipe called for. I really appreciate y'all hanging out today. Like, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. And I should actually have some stuff coming up, some announcements on Sunday, and then should be doing some cool stuff next week. I'm not quite sure what we're doing next week, but I'll figure it out this weekend and I'll let y'all know. Thanks for hanging out. It looks like we have a couple people in real quick. You want it? Yes. Yes. Giant lemon cookies. Everybody wants giant lemon cookies. Yep. Like glaze for the win. Amazing. Super Chef Jen, how goes it? What ingredients do chefs stop using during a breakup? Give up Bailey's. Yep, that was good. Thanks for the joke. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I love wordplay and literal and jokes. That was a solid joke. It was nice. Excellent. Thank you very much for the joke. I appreciate it. So, like I said, I'm not sure where we're gonna do it on Tuesday, but it's probably gonna be baking, maybe food related. Yep. So thanks for hanging out and stopping by and seeing the cookies, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all next time. Bye.